Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup.
I accidentally came during a job interview. Man, what the fuck is this? Let's just watch it, bro.
I had a job interview today, and I came in my pants during.
Bro, what the fuck? What about a job interview is like sexy or turning you on for you to come in your pants while you talking? And it better not have been a fucking dude, bro. Like, what the fuck, nigga?
Interview.
Like, what, you heard that you was getting paid $100,000 a year and you just came and you busted, nigga? Like, what the fuck happened, bro?
I have struggled my entire life with ADHD and anxiety and bipolar disorder, and I've spent so long trying to figure out how to manage my symptoms so that I can actually be a normal person.
Okay, now, I don't know about the bipolar disorder, but I myself have ADHD, and I ain't never just wanted to come in my pants during a job interview. It might have came from the anxiety, but it's just like, does anxiety really make you bust a nut on yourself in public? Like, I don't know, but I don't have anxiety, I don't have bipolar disorder, so I don't know. I can only speak for one of those, but one of them for sure is not making me nut in my pants.
On a day-to-day basis, and it seems like everything I do doesn't work. I was addicted to Xanax for so long, and it ruined my life, and it just felt like everything I did somehow made it worse. And now the one thing that I thought worked clearly doesn't. Basically, I figured out at a very young age that if I was anxious and I was insecure, then the way that in the moment I could sort of calm myself down and make myself focus and make myself more confident was to make myself horny, basically. So
What? Wait, what, bro? So, nigga, you telling me in class, right? You nervous about going up in front of class and presenting, so you just watch porn and then just get your dick hard and then you just go up there and you cool? Like, what the fuck? Because wouldn't that make you nut too? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't understand what this nigga talking about.
thinking about something sexy to the point where I would get physically aroused. So I would, if I get a chubby or that sort of stuff. And most of the time it went fine. It would actually work really well because,
Bro, this nigga got snot all over his fucking top lip. This a freaky ass dude, bruh. This nigga got snot coming out of his mouth. Coming out of his nose and going all the way down to his top lip. And it's just dripping there. It's about to go into his mouth. Pause. But look, bro, like, I don't understand, like, what you mean. Like, cool, you get anxious, but, like, why does you watching porn and getting horny help you, though? Like, I don't understand. Like, you just... And it's not even the fact, like, I don't know, bro, like, if you just bored and you doing it, that kind of makes sense. But you scared and you just go to the hub, you just go to Batty Hub and just start beating your shit. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what's going on with you, gang?
um, because what it does is it sort of makes it's sort of like a natural medication, because when you get horny, the chemicals that your brain releases are, you have dopamine and adrenaline and those sorts of things, and that's very similar to the medications that you would actually take for anxiety or ADHD or that sort of stuff. So I figured I was just going to do that and it would be fine, but I got to the interview and I started having a panic attack as usual in my car, and I pulled out my phone and I started looking at porn and whacking it, basically. Whacking it, basically.
So you're telling me this nigga in the parking lot was just beating his dick because he getting anxious about the job interview, bruh? Job interview ain't never had me acting like that to the point where I'm like, man, fuck, I'm really scared. I just gotta come in my pants real quick. Or not in his pants, but I just gotta come. Nigga, did you even have like tissue or anything? Or you just nutty in your hand and just swipe that bitch off on the side of the fucking car, bro? Like, what the fuck did you do? What was the setup, nigga? Pause.
Because that really helps when I have a panic attack. It helps me. And I guess that was my first mistake. I sort of got a head start before I went in, you know. So I go in and it starts off okay. You know, the reception is very nice. I'm waiting for the guy to come out who's going to interview me, and I sort of start preparing my fantasy that I'm going to focus on through the interview. So it's for me, usually that's stuff like cucking and pet. Well, I don't know. You know, I don't need to get into it, but you know what I mean. Everybody has sort of their little things that.
Bro, this nigga still got snot coming out of his fucking nose, bro. And we're not gonna move past the fact this nigga said he's into like cucking and fucking pet shit. Like pet what? Like animals or like pet play, like pet role play. Like, oh, treat me like I'm your fucking retarded dog or some shit. Like I don't know, bro.
They like. Sorry, I'm a mess. I just have been crying all day since it happened this morning. So the guy comes out, and I have to kind of, you know, because I don't want to stand up and then have a, you know, boing thing happen. So I stand up and I say hello. I shake his hand, you know, blah blah, and it starts going well. We make small talk, and we go into the interview room, and it starts fine, but then the first thing that happened that sort of made it go worse was that on the website they advertised the position as being fully remote, but then in the interview he said that actually I had to come in 3 times a week still, and I started to get. Normally, I probably would have just said, okay, whatever, but this, I really didn't want to come in because, like I said, I have debilitating anxiety and social scrap. So I looked for a remote position on purpose so that I would be able to be easier for me to work. So I wanted to confront him about this. And because my anxiety was getting worse and increasing, I had to sort of make I had to get more aroused, because it's like if that goes up, then this has to go up.
So, bro, it's like I don't like this pause, but bro, like, so you hear that you working 3 days a week in person, and you just instantly just start thinking that, bro, I just gotta think about Batty Hub. I just gotta think about big booty Latinas bouncing on cock. Like, nigga, like, bro, this shit don't even, hey, bro. It don't even. I think this just gotta be satire, because there ain't no way this shit is a real life fucking thing, bro. This nigga said I got told I had to work 3 days in person, and to confront him, I had to think about porn due to my anxiety rising. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga, bro? He's not a real person. He can't be real.
Get more aroused, because it's like if that goes up, then this has to go up, right? So I was thinking more about my fantasy, and then also I was there was a desk there, so I started kind of working myself. You know what I mean?
Bro, oh my god, this nigga's this nigga's touching his dick in the middle of the job interview, bro. This nigga had a desk and he was just going at it. Nigga straight hand, nigga giving himself his own hand job under the desk, like during job interview. Like, nigga, you can get that when you get the job, bro. Like, you don't even need your own hand, nigga. You have someone else do it, type shit. But bro, you couldn't wait till you got home, nigga. You could have just went to the bathroom. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you're gonna beat it in public, at least go to the bathroom. Don't do this shit right across from your job interviewer, bro. That shit is fried as fuck. He's trolling.
I know that when I'm explaining it right now, it sounds bad, but you have to understand that most of the time nobody would find out, right? And you also have to understand how difficult it is. I don't think most of you know how difficult it is to have anxiety and panic disorder and ADHD and probably autism. I don't even know. I have tons of stuff. It feels like every single. So it's debilitating. So I try to do anything I can to feel better. And if this is what in a capitalist system, I do anything and anything to survive in capitalism. So yeah, I was under the table, yeah. And he says, so I asked him, so you advertise the position online as being a remote position, but now you're saying that it's not. And he said, well, that way,
Bro, this is like a fucking anime. Like, it took him like 5 minutes just to simply get to the fucking question about it being remote or not. Like, what the fuck? What was that whole, like, fucking monologue, bro? He was talking about it being 3 days in person like 5 minutes ago, and he's finally talking about it again. Like, damn.
I don't know what we said online. Sometimes that stuff isn't accurate. So I said, whatever. And I moved on because now I'm not even sure I want this job anymore. But maybe, that's the type of thing where maybe we can figure it out later. And then he asked me about my last job, which obviously I got fired from if you watch my recent videos. So I was trying to figure out a way that I got really nervous trying to figure out a way that I could say what happened, but also not, if he called my old boss and asked what happened, I didn't want to have lied, but also I want to explain it in a way that it doesn't sound that bad and seems, reasonable, and hopefully makes him not want to call the people. So I think at this point, I don't know. I mean, I sort of was not aware exactly of. I was trying to kind of keep myself under control, but I was also I felt myself all of a sudden, it kind of snuck up on me. I felt myself kind of all of a sudden go over the point of no return, right? And so I felt it happen, and I was kind of like, and I tried to pretend to have a coughing fit, because you can try to act like nothing's happening, but on a certain level, something's gonna happen. So I'm trying to go like, and I must not have done a very good job, I guess, because afterwards he looked at me very strangely and he was like, is everything okay? And then I just kind of broke down and I said, no, it's not. It's not okay, because I know that it's not your fault, but nothing in my life is going right at all. And it feels like everything I do to try to make it better just makes it worse and ruins my life more. So no.
So when do you, come in your pants, pause? We got 2 minutes left in this video. How does this result in you coming in your pants? Because I know at this moment he's probably still rubbing his dick, right, for some reason, under the table. So maybe that's what makes him come. Or maybe the boss comes over and says some shit to him that makes him bust a nut. So I don't know.
It's not okay. And at this point, I knew that the interview was over and we were past the point of no return, and I started crying. And I stood up I said, you know what, we talked a little bit for a formality, but then eventually I said, okay, I think all right, that's, and I stood up, and it was obvious what happened. I don't know what else I need to say. And I just...
So this nigga stood up, and he ain't even noticed that he came in his pants. He just stood up, and then he just seen the spot. the wet spot of cum in his pants. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Shook his hand because I didn't know what else to do. What am I supposed to do? I just shook his hand and I ran out so that before the receptionist could see me or anybody else in the office, but I'm sure they all saw me. And I just kept waiting in my car and cried all day. So that's my story. That's just the latest thing that's happened to me that has been totally horrible. I just hope one day my life gets good. Because I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. I can't.
I was about to say, I thought this nigga's about to show. I thought this nigga's about to show us a streak, nigga. I was like, wait, hold on, bro. I don't want to see it, nigga. Chill. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, that nigga might be cooked forever, cause you really came. This nigga really busted a fat ass nut in his pants, and he shook the nigga hand with the same hand he was touching cock and balls with, and he gonna shake that nigga hand and walk the fuck out. You're fried as fuck. This video, I'm pretty sure, is satire, so don't think I'm just making fun of a nigga with bipolar disorder, ADHD, anxiety, possibly autism. I'm not, bro. I'm pretty sure this nigga's a troll. I'm pretty sure this nigga's trolling. I know about the trolling game myself. But look, man, it's been you guys. I guess everybody's saying MC was on the next one, man. Peace. Nigga really came in his pants.
Look at how I ball in my position. You feeling too optimistic to be the opposition. This dude a menace, it gon' take the whole block to hit him. I'm not a streamer, but I think I can clip him. Yeah, I won't miss him. My win would be obvious, I ain't winning by decision. I turn him into a John Doe cause I ain't playing with him. Man, did you think I was playing? I don't wanna hear no complaining. He couldn't hang with me, he get no validations.